And we get it. If you have a toddler in your home and you have an appointment coming up, let's say at 2, we know the house is going to be a little disorganized.
It's going to be a hot mess.
Because we know you have a toddler.
Yeah. David, it's time to level up.
Level it up. Zoom.
Bada boom, bada boom, bada boom. David, today we're going to talk about how uncomfortable it is for families to have a home visitor start services.
So the process is interesting, Alex, because we've serviced over many, many families.
Many, hundreds, if not getting into the thousands.
And one thing I can tell you, if you're trying to get in the field, make sure you wear good socks.
Yeah, don't have any holes in the bottom. Guilty.
Guilty. and some families like things a certain way. For example, some families like to make sure your shoes are off in the house. And in these days, it ain't such a bad idea.
Mm-hmm.
Some families like for you to make sure, you're either sitting on their carpet with a large blanket. Some families don't like to put a blanket on the floor for you and your little one. But we go in there no matter what the situation is because we are passionate in what we want to do.
And we've done it a lot. We've gone into a lot of homes, so for us, it's second nature.
It could be tile, it could be carpet, it could be concrete.
It could be grass,
it could be
sand. It doesn't matter where we're going into. We're there to do work.
That's correct.
But for a lot of the families, it can be foreign. Having someone, a stranger essentially, coming into your home to play with your child. Like, that's not common in society. And early intervention doesn't get as much attention that it should. But we're not going to talk about that. We're talking about how for a lot of families it is foreign having a stranger come in to work with their child. And I'm here to say after a couple weeks, after a couple months, families get over that. But we need to help them understand that, hey, this is normal. We're going to come in. We're here to work with you. Don't feel uncomfortable. I guess it's easier said than done. But at the same time, it's like as a professional, we need to understand that and be mindful of that. So that way it's the process of the family getting comfortable with us. And that's not easy.
And we get it. If you have a toddler in your home and you have an appointment coming up, let's say at 2, we know the house is going to be a little disorganized.
It's going to be a hot mess.
Because we know you have a toddler.
Yeah.
Now, for yourself, don't stress yourself out about it not being cleaned up because as a professional, we're going to roll with what we have. Mm-hmm. And that's a great way if we go into a home where all the toys are out. Well, we know before we start, we have to have a very structured environment and no distractions. So as a professional, we'll go into your daily routines with you, clean up, put everything where it needs to be, and then start our session.
Because that's the natural environment that your little one is in. So if we can utilize that and make that part of our routines, it's going to become more common for them to see that, oh, my teacher's coming. I got to help clean up. If not, they're going to make me clean up. And it's going to be a process.
And not only does it make it more comfortable for the toddler, it makes it more comfortable for you because you see that we as professionals are coming in and rolling with what the situation is. Rather than making you change or rather than making you adjust to us, we're rolling with what you're working with.
And that's what a good home visitor does. They roll with what's the environment, what's being provided to them. So families don't feel the need to adjust and to change for that 1 hour, one time a week. Be you. That's what we need to see. Because if you're going to be as natural and as comfortable as possible, we got to do our job and try to solve this puzzle. That is your child.
And give you solutions on why or what or how can we help or for that hour. If things are changed up for that hour where it's not their natural environment because you want to make sure we are comfortable.
And we ain't going to judge you because like, oh, who cares if you have dishes? Who cares if you have a little bit of dirt on the floor? We all got it. I mean, I got to vacuum my office right now.
So why we're having this conversation is we as professionals, we see what you're going through. Make sure.
See it. We understand it, and we ain't going to judge it.
So that's where I lead all my families. If I only have 6 months, I still apply the same concepts. I still generate the same bonds and relationships. because we are going to be a team. So at first, it's
Takes
hard.
a village. Takes a
At first,
village.
we understand coming in, it is awkward. We, as professionals, we acknowledge that, but we embrace it.
Yep.
And when we embrace it, you buy into it, and then we become a team.
Yeah, so if you see I got holes on my socks, just know that it was wash day that day. And hey, I'm present. I'm there. Don't worry about what I look like. I ain't going to worry about what your home looks like. Let's get to work.
Let's get to work.
Thank y'all for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share.